Welcome to Doors Theory. In today's video, we're talking about the last cutscene in the outdoors that people have been talking about, but not enough. It's two of the subfloor's most dangerous entities fighting, and it might even answer the question. At the ending of the outdoors, when Groundskeeper fought Bramble, who actually won Bane? The first Bramble encounter plays out right after the player makes it through the main outdoors section. The Groundskeeper bursts out from the side, scythe in hand, clearly going in for the kill, but before it can hit us, Bramble comes out from the bushes, wrapping around it and dragging it into the hedge. This is the first time we see Bramble directly interact with another entity, and it also doesn't think about it. It quickly takes Groundskeeper away. Bramble's vines are covered in thorns. Its body is all vines wrapped tight around a lantern for a head. And that head isn't just decoration. The light gives it a deadly tool for hunting. The fact that it's confident enough to take on Groundskeeper tells me that it's strong. Once the player enters the hedge maze, Bramble becomes the main threat. Its hunting style is slower, and it uses its light to attack. When the light's off, you can move around freely, but when it's on, a single wrong step can mean some damage taken away. It can even relocate by using nearby lamps, meaning you're never completely safe, no matter where you are in the maze. This skill is something the Groundskeeper simply doesn't have. The Groundskeeper, on the other hand, is physically tougher in some ways. It's humanoid, wearing heavy work gear, with glowing eyes and vines wrapping around its exposed bones. Its scythe is a brutal melee weapon, and it can outrun the player easily. It's angry if you step on its grass, and it'll chase you until you go back on the dirt. If you don't, it will continue to chase you until you're dead. It also has strong awareness. It can detect you even if it's turning its head. And in rare moments, it shows it can turn its aggression on other threats, like when it stabs a mandrake to free the player. So when these two finally meet again after the maze, the player running toward the river, Bramble closing in from behind, and looks like Bramble has 100% defeated us. That is, until the Groundskeeper literally comes out of nowhere, launching itself from a hill and drop-kicking Bramble straight into the river. The fact that it's brave enough to attack the Bramble, it's attacking something it knows is deadly. But here's the thing, neither of them gets a clean victory. They both end up in the river, then ending up on a big rock, disappearing from the player's sight. The player moves on, but the fight isn't really over. I went over the whole fight, and here's what I saw. The Groundskeeper made the most damage. Bramble took a brutal double-leg kick straight to the neck, and that hit alone caused serious damage. After that, Groundskeeper pushed him off the cliff, sending Bramble crashing onto the bridge. The bridge collapsed from the impact, and both of them went down. Groundskeeper landed on his back, while Bramble hit the ground chest first, and then they both fell into the river. Bramble hit the water first, but Groundskeeper followed quickly and even got another hit in against Bramble while they were in the river. Things got worse when the current dragged them toward a massive rock, and they both slammed into it hard. Looking at it all, Bramble's worst injury clearly came from the double-leg kick to the neck, while Groundskeeper ended up taking more damage from the environment overall. So if we're breaking it down, Groundskeeper made the most damage, but Bramble's neck took the lots of damage. What happened after all of this is left unknown, since we fall into the mines and the game cuts away. That's where we're left to make predictions about who survived and how badly they were hurt. If we look at their abilities side by side, Bramble has environmental control. It can strike from a distance with its thorns, appear suddenly by taking over a lantern, and force opponents to stop moving. Groundskeeper's strength is also very good. It's fast, powerful, and not afraid to get close. In a fight in the open, Bramble could easily destroy Groundskeeper, waiting for the right moment to trap it. But in a smaller space like the one by the river, Groundskeeper's raw strength might be enough to end it. The dropkick scene makes me think that the Groundskeeper won because it was very strong, but we don't know who survived after they fought on that giant rock in the river. If either of them washed up later, they could continue the fight. And given Bramble's ability to travel between lanterns, even killing it might not be permanent. Groundskeeper might have been able to make it by crawling back, scythe in hand, looking for round 2. If they had to fight in an open area, real fight scenario, Bramble probably has the advantage in a large environment. But if Groundskeeper can close the distance, especially in a small area, it's game over for Bramble. So who actually died and who survived? Here's what I think. When we enter the mines, we can see a huge vine wrapped around a lamppost. My first theory is that the Groundskeeper hit Bramble's lamppost so hard that it snapped. Since Bramble needs a working lamppost to stay active, it was forced to go down into the pipes to find another one. My second theory is a bit different. Maybe the lamppost didn't break at all. Maybe Bramble was trying to switch to another one. But while attempting to change, it shut down, either because it couldn't reach the new one in time, or because the Lotus itself shut it down. This could explain why, when we see Bramble in the mines, it's not moving at all, and just holding onto the lamppost coming out of the giant pipe. And the third theory is probably the most interesting one. During the fall into the river, Bramble's lamppost might have gotten loose, so it went in the river. If that's correct, then the Bramble we see in the mines is trying to reattach onto the lamppost it managed to recover, almost like it's trying to get it back and reattach itself. Honestly, I think the most likely idea is that they both made it out of the river fight, just in very different ways. Groundskeeper is injured smashing through the bridge, getting thrown around in the water, and then slamming into the rocks. There's no way he didn't get any damage. He's probably alive, but badly hurt, barely standing. Bramble, on the other hand, doesn't look dead when we see it again. It's just wrapped around that lamppost in the mines, not moving at all. To me, that feels less like it was killed and more like it shut down. Maybe its lamp got damaged in the fight. It lost connection to the world Lotus because it went in the mines, and that's a different world of doors, or maybe it's just in some kind of recovery state. Either way, it's not gone for good, it's just inactive for now. Another idea that I strongly agree with is that after Bramble deals with Groundskeeper, or after it kills it, Bramble clearly decides to go after us instead, following the same path we take down into the mines. The problem is, Bramble's power depends on its connection to the world Lotus, and the world Lotus controls the outdoors. But once Bramble got into the mines, it's no longer in the outdoors. It disconnects, basically shutting it down. That's why, when we see it in the mines, it's just holding onto a lamppost, not moving, not attacking, and world Lotus can control it because it got into the mines. So the idea is Bramble wins the fight, but then loses its own power once it tries to chase us into the mines. Both survive, but only Bramble has the strength to keep going, and even then, it can't function once it leaves its world. So what do you think? Do you agree with my theory? And comment down on what theories you would like to see next. This was Doors Theory, where every door opens another mystery. See you next time.